Pack scrims, what are they and why do you want one? We're going to show you what we've got, and we're going to give you a little bit of our thinking behind there from the perspective of bug out bag, get home bag, pack in your truck, right? The conversation is, are we going to pull out the guns and hide and crawl through the bushes and culverts and stuff on the way home? Or are we better off fitting in and just looking like a normal bystander or pedestrian just walking home, right? So purple backpack or camouflage backpack? Well, this kind of lets you do both, or best of both worlds, perhaps. This is a scrim. Think camouflage netting. The definition of scrim is a fabric or material that you can see through. And that's kind of what this is. It's got the cuts like camo netting does. This is just 500 denier cordura, and it is held on with a bungee. You can pull this in and make it look a lot more three-dimensional. You can cut this more if you like. You can also take natural vegetation and veg this up to meet natural terrain. So you can go ahead and drop that if you want to, or continue to wear the 55-pound pack.
Oh no, this one's light right now.
This right here, these are mystery ranches. That's a 3-day, 3-day, 2-day. That right here, these scrims are 37 inches tall, 36 wide. The way these are cut, they will stretch out to about 45 inches, just like so. We're going to show you how to put these on, and then you can decide whether you want one or not. We have built a handful of these. They're up on SOE Quick Ship. We sold everything we made yesterday. We have recut more today. Right now, let's just kind of show you how I think that the easiest way to put this on is, and then you can, there's no right or wrong way. I think that's important too. When I was learning how to do all this stuff and buying surplus gear from gun shows, and then when I finally had a few bucks and could buy a couple pieces of Eagle gear or whatever, there was always the question of, when you took something apart, not like cut it apart, but if you rerouted your buckles, oh my God, do I have this back the right way, right? Does this need to go under here or over here? Does it matter? So I think a lot of people get stuck on there, and the real answer is, if it works, then it's working. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Also keep in mind, we have the perception with a lot of these companies that we do business with, you're beholden to the dude on the day he put this together. So if he put your buckles on your mag pouches backwards, and that's the first time you've seen a mag pouch, you just think they go there, but you're like, man, I wish this would lock better. Maybe your buckle's backwards. Not from us, of course, but it is possible that maybe that has happened somewhere in your life. So let's just drop this all off the table here. We'll grab one of these scrims here. This is what they come with. It comes just like this. This is what it looks like before you apply it or assemble it. And is there a top or bottom? Yes. The top or bottom is, the curved part is the top, and the more flat part is the bottom. However, again, if it works for you, then it's working. You can see how this stretches here. When you wrap this around the pack, it'll open up and it'll get a lot more three-dimensional as you stretch it tighter. Now, this is going to come just like this. You're going to have 2 pieces of cord here we've given you, and 2 barrel locks. Now, Cody said the easiest way to put this on was just to go like this, which I did yesterday, worked really well. But again, keep in mind with this stuff, there's no right or wrong. I always think of the little old woman that's like, to make the best peach cobbler, you have to use a cast iron pan. And then the next generation says, you have to use a cast iron pan or you can't make peach cobbler. And you grow up all this time thinking that you have to use cast iron. And then the great-great-grandkids like, Mom, why do we use cast iron? Well, because your grandma Betsy 100 years ago, all that existed was cast iron, right? There's not a right or a wrong way with a lot of things. So through one hole here, we've laser drilled these holes, and then just route this to the next one, in, out, in. This has more, doesn't it? You put more holes in it?
Nope. Nope, that's exactly as they were when I started.
This table is rolling every time I touch it. So just like so. And then do the same thing the opposite direction here. How did that happen?
What happened?
Oh, got it. It is the right one. Okay. Now, you can knot this off. You can eliminate one of these barrel locks if you wish to. You might want to keep it just so that you can adjust it top and bottom as you see fit. I'm just going to knot this so it can't pull out when I let that on there. Okay, so I would let it all the way out, just like you see here. I would take my pack and I would just set it right here. I would pull this over the top and take up some tension. I would pull this around just like here, just like that. And then
Just take and tuck
slide
that
it
back
down.
inside.
Yep, I would keep all of that bungee because you might pick things up along the way. If your scrim is too big, you can definitely just fold it under and run the bungee through some of these laser cut camo loops here. But that's basically what it looks like. You can also take these and run these bungees and route them through other pieces of the pack as you see fit. You could even take and run another piece together to tighten it up if you wanted to. But are you better off having a bland looking pack, or do you stick out, right? If you or I, any of us watching this video, saw a dude with a pack that looked like this in the shopping mall, you're not thinking pedestrian. You're like, that dude's definitely got a gun. You and I don't care, but we notice it. If you see a purple, well, I mean, if I see a Barney backpack on a dude, I'm going to think gun too, but most people don't think that, right? So are you better off having something that nobody looks at, that you can then camo when you go in the woods or off the side of the road, or you start taking the, less beaten path? This gives you the ability to do that. It also gives you the ability to grab natural vegetation from the place you're operating in, and that terrain, that vegetation that you grab right now is going to either have turned brown or it's going to be green. It's going to match the environment and the day that you're there, right? It's going to match that season. So this gives you the ability to veg that up. You can add burlap, you can add whatever you want. And you can also tuck a ton of other shit under here if you had to, without strapping it directly to the pack, depending how you do that. So you can add 550 cord to this. You can add more bungee to this. You can add whatever you want. But that is the pack scrim. These are available on SOE Quick Ship. We have a helmet scrim that we're working on currently. We're on our third iteration of that. I showed it on the live feed on YouTube. None of them have been available yet. So check it out. Let me know. Are you interested in this? Have you camoed up? Have you scrimmed up any of your gear? It seems to be a really big thing. When you watch a lot of the videos coming out of Ukraine, with Ukraine and Russia, both sides are really adding, Cobra hoods and veils and all kinds of stuff to their gear. So pack scrim is the first thing out. If you're interested in any of this stuff, if we should be doing something else, let us know what you're doing. What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Are you just going to run a subdued backpack, or are you going to run a purple backpack? What's your deal, and what's your thoughts with that? So we'll see you guys in the comments.